وَهَؤُلَا هُمُ الشِّيعَةُ خُصُوصًا. He says these people that believe in everything, these are the Ahl al-Shia. But he says something interestingly. He says, وَوَافَقَهُمْ عَلَيْهِ جَمَاعَةٌ مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْكَشْفِ. He says a group of scholars agree with them with regards to this actual identity. Okay? One of them, let me narrate to you what he says in his book. He says, he describes what the Shia believe in, etc. That, for example, Imam al-Mahdi was born on the 15th of Sha'ban in the 255 year after Hijrah, and that he is mulaqab bil-Hujja al-Qa'im al-Muntadhar Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Askari, etc., etc. That he went missing in Samarra. And then he says, وَهَؤُلَا هُمُ الشِّيعَةُ خُصُوصًا. He says these people that believe in everything, these are the Ahl al-Shia. But he says something interesting. He says, وَوَافَقَهُمْ عَلَيْهِ جَمَاعَةٌ مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْكَشْفِ. He says a group of scholars agree with them with regards to this actual identity. Now, the list of scholars that I brought to you, that some of them believe that he was just born. Others from that list believe he was born and he's the son of Imam al-Askari alayhi salam. So we're not making the claim that everyone that believes that he's born, they attest to the fact that he's the son of Imam al-Askari. Just the simple fact that this idea of Imam al-Mahdi, the idea that he is born, the idea that he's in ghaiba, this is not something that's restricted to Ahl
It just shows that this concept of Mahdawiyya is one of these underlying tenets of Islam. It's like a foundation of Islam, which regardless of which sect you're in, you're after it, you're looking for it, you're looking for answers about it, right? So you see a hadith, you can't deny the fact that the Prophet has talked about 12 Khalifs, and it's clear that the 12th one is the Mahdi. And you have so many different bits and pieces of the puzzle, and if you're an honest scholar, whether you're Shia, Sunni, or whatever sect you're in, because you see this coming from the Prophet, you go looking for it. And naturally, because of the premises we've established before, the beliefs we have before this coming into al-Mahdi, will naturally influence the conclusion we come to, right? Absolutely. So some people, because they don't believe in imama as a whole, might come to a different identification who the Mahdi is. But the point is that this is there in Islam. Like, it's not something that you can just overlook.
It's something that across the board is something that we have to accept, that the Holy Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this, and we have to accept that this is something that is not just one or two riwayat or a hadith prophesizing something. This is something that is within the creed of a Muslim.
Yeah.
It's the theology of a Muslim. Yeah. According to the Holy Messenger. Whatever, and inshallah we'll discuss this, whatever the Holy Prophet brings to you, you have to accept it. Yeah. Okay? Of course, on the condition that you have absolute certainty that this has come from the Messenger, which, as you saw, many of the ulama of Ahl Sunnah have said that this is from the Messenger.
Again, it's a ghadir all over again, basically, that all across the board we agree that these statements have been made by the Prophet. It's about interpreting them, right? Correct, it's about saying, and again, we are happy to discuss this and show that our interpretation is the one that makes most sense and is fitting with the Quran, with the aql, with the hadith. We have our own system, and we can show this and prove this, basically.
And just as a final point, I think before we move on to the riwayat of the Ahl Shia, let's say hypothetically, for example, we're faced with someone who just doesn't wish to accept the notion that this final Mahdi is actually the 12th of the Shia. Amazingly, in 2022, we can come to an agreement that you and I are both waiting. Okay, maybe yours is a little bit sort of, based on the fact that he hasn't yet been born, but we're both waiting. You a Sunni, me a Shia. We're both waiting for this man to come, that he's going to be from the same identity that we both believe in, that he's got the same objective and he's got the same ideology that Allah has instilled within him, that يَمْلَأُ الْأَرْضَ عَدْلًا وَقِسْطًا كَمَا مُلِئَتْ ظُلْمًا وَجَوْرًا, that he's going to be at the Kaaba, that everyone's going to give bay'ah to him, that he's going to be an imam appointed by Allah. At least based on these sort of common grounds, we need to accept this idea and we need to work at least together.
Yeah.
If not,
and prepare the grounds for the Mahdi. Like it's a really beautiful point you just mentioned. All of us are waiting.
Yeah.
Whether you believe he's not born yet or you believe he's born in his ghaiba, all of us are waiting for him.